Hi friends, hello. Now I'm again telling you we are learning manufacturing engineering. In that we have studied individual drive. That is first type of drive, individual drive. We have seen that how it is working and what are the advantages of that. In this lecture we are going to see what is group drive. So let's write it is second type of drive. First one was individual drive, it is group drive. This is second. So now question will be in your mind. That is, what is group drive? And what is the kind of system is this? So basically, it drive, it will be what it will do. It will transmit motion by absorbing power. So it is motor drive, and it is very powerful motor drive, which drives the shaft, that is main shaft, and that runs from one end to another end of the shop. So it is very big shaft that you have to imagine that shaft is very big. It is main shaft that runs from one end to other end of the shop. That long shaft can be driven by this drive. It is group drive. So that it is said that it is group drive, and which need very powerful motor. So this is our first point. So we should write that, and after writing, we should write that. The first point is, can you see it? The first point is we will write in this manner. One, very powerful motor. It drives main shaft, which is very long. How much long? From one end of shaft to other end of shaft to other end of shaft. It's that long. It's that large. Okay. So now let's see the next point. Write down all this. So second point is, you know what? Now we are seeing that main shaft, main shaft driven by very powerful motor, which is very long. Now this shaft drives another one shaft, that is counter shaft, and this counter shaft, when it rotates, when it turns, it drives machine shaft. Okay, it drives machine shaft. So that is what we have to keep in mind. There is a shaft which is known as main shaft. After that there is, see, first main shaft is power given to counter. What a counter shaft. And after counter shaft to machine shaft. In this way power transmitted. And that power is not small. It is very powerful motor. So that a lot of operations can be done at one time. So that it is known as group drive. Counter shaft, main shaft, counter shaft and machine shaft. You understand that? Okay, so in this way it works. Now for starting and stopping the machine spindle where we do operations, that spindle is very fast, and so that it can lose the pulleys that is provided on counter shaft. So it contains some cone pulleys to give wide range of speed where we need speed, spindle speed, correct. And when sometimes when machine is done by single pulley, the stop and other arrangements, stop and starting arrangements are contained in the machine. Okay, and how it is contained, we can operate that starting and stopping of pulleys and a drive, but there is no counter shaft necessary for this. And machine get drive direct from pulley on the main shaft. So this is what they want to say, that we have pulleys, cone pulleys and different kinds of pulleys mounted on shaft from which we directly get power according to our requirement and speed variation range. For that you don't need to use counter shaft. Okay, you can directly get required output. So for this they have shown one figure that I will draw later. But before knowing that, understand something that I am going to tell you. Okay. Do you want the points which I have seen, which I have told you right now, like which we have seen right now? If you want, then I will write down on board. So I will write it because it will be easy for you to understand during exam. What was our point? We have pulley. So from where we get the speed variation. Not only speed variation, it can be V pulley. Not only speed variation, but also drive without using counter shaft. That is what we have seen right now. Okay, we have pulley from where we get drive, so we can obtain speed variation, but we don't need counter shaft for that. That is not necessary. And starting and stopping can be done by machine itself. Now next one is starting. Start and stop. This operation can be done by machine itself. Okay, and you get the direct drive from pulley. Direct drive from pulley. Hmm? To where? To main shaft. Can you read it? Direct drive from pulley to main shaft. This is what I have told you. I explained you right now that I have written on board now. We get direct drive from pulley to main shaft, which having very speed variation according to requirement. For that, you don't need to drive the counter shaft always. And starting and stopping, this condition can be obtained by machine itself. That's easy to understand, and they have given figure for us to understand it very well. I will draw that. I will draw that here later. Okay, I will draw that for you to understand how it works. Next point. What is our next point? Do you know what is your next point? I will tell you first, and then you will write on board. The transmission of motion and power from the main shaft to the counter shaft, and then machine shaft. is generally effected through the belt and pulleys. How it is given from main shaft to counter shaft and from counter shaft to machine shaft. How? What is the medium? So that is belt drive. Okay. Belt drive means what? You have pulleys also. By using big pulley and small pulley and belt, you drive the power from one position to other. So that is what they are telling. So we are using belt drive and pulleys. So the main shaft driven from electrical motor, that is, after having electrical power, we start the electric motor. From that we obtain the power to drive the main shaft, and that we are going giving to the required position by belt drive or chain drive, and motor being placed. Where we place the motor? That is question. It is placed either on the floor or on the mounted overhead. It is be placed on floor or mounted overhead. Okay. So this is our next point is. I will write it. It is very easy to understand, but I will write. You can use it as notes. So I will write MS for main shaft. For we obtain power from main shaft to counter shaft, and counter shaft to machine shaft. Okay, main shaft to counter shaft to main shaft. Main shaft we provided power by electric motor, where we provide electric supply. Okay, and for that we use what? For that means transmitting power we use belt or chain drive. Okay. Now, where that motor is mounted, this electric motor will be mounted. We mount it on floor or mounted overhead. Okay, we mount it on floor or mounted overhead where the space is available. Okay, so now next point is group drive is suitable. Where it is suitable? Where power consumption of individual machine is extremely variable, and with the occasional brief high peaks. So this is more economical in fixed charges, power consumptions, and maintenance. But group drive has following disadvantages. So we have some advantages as well as disadvantages. For differentiating it, we should write it on board. Group drive is useful, that is main thing, and it is suitable for large variety of population. So we are writing our third point. We'll see it like advantages. Okay. So I will write here advantage. Advantages. So first is suitable. Okay. Suitable where? These are suitable where individual drive is not suitable. Correct? It means it is suitable where power consumption of individual machine is variating. It become variable. When it become variable, then we need group drive. Okay, because it is having high peaks. We need maximum power for driving group drive. I mean, our requirement is having much power that is provided by group drive. Therefore, we are using this. Okay, so these are economical where in case of fixed charges and power consumption. So, second, we will make it as second point. So, it is economical. It is economical. Okay, also power consumption is low. Low means what? It is economical in case of power consumptions and fixed charges. It is economical where it is fixed. We are having fixed charges. Okay. Also, in case of maintenance, low maintenance. So, economical in case of power consumption, fixed charges, and maintenance. So, this is how it is suitable. But after that, also, we have some disadvantage for group drive. So, what are that? Let's see. There are a lot. I will write here disadvantage. So, first, sharp pulleys belts. We have shaft, pulleys, and belt. These absorb greater power. So we need a lot of power, as I told you, but it reduces the efficiency. So we can write it like absorbing more power. So efficiency reduces. Correct? I have written it shortly that we have shaft, belt, and pulleys that absorbs more power. So efficiency becomes low. So efficiency reduces. That is the first disadvantage. Now let's see second. In this group drive, we are driving group of machines, correct? By this main shaft, counter shaft, and machine shaft. Continuously power is transmitting. So when failure will be there, all the machines will be idle. In case of drive failure, yes, we write it as in case of drive failure. In this case, what happens? All machines will stop working and they will become idle. Now see, in case of individual drive, if drive failure will occur, then particular machine will be stopped or it will become idle. In other words, machines will work properly. But in case of group drive, all the machines will be idle. Message zero. That is disadvantage. Now third point is it gives clumsy appearance. Clumsy appearance. There are greater chances of accidents in case of group drives. And cleanliness and lighting, this badly affected by the presence of overhead shaft and main belts. So see, so what we are seeing right now is that clumsy appearance. Why clumsy? Because here light and cleanliness this will be affected by, this will be affected. Can you see it? This will be affected. Light and cleanliness will be affected by presence of overhead shaft and main belts. Many belts. Why this lighting facility and cleanliness will be affected? You know why? Due to many belts and overhead shaft, this will be affected. So there will be chances of accidents in, due to this. Now let's see 4 point. Or I will tell you again that due to clumsy, third point I will tell you again. Clumsy appearance. First is clumsy appearance. Second, chances of accidents due to what? Lighting. Due to what? Lighting and cleanliness problem. Now how it become problem? Due to overhead shaft. Now how it is problem? Plus many belts. Due to that, lighting is not proper, cleanliness will be not proper, so that it gives clumsy appearance, so increase of chances of accidents. So this become problem. So this is a disadvantage for group drive. In case of individual drive, there is good appearance. Plus there are no so many belts, so that there will be no chance of accidents and there will be a lot of safety. Correct? So this is our third point. That is third disadvantage. Let's see fourth one. The fourth point is we don't have wide speed variation. No wide speed variation. No wide speed variation. And so due to that, no better control over speed range. Okay, no better control over speed range. No wide speed variation. This is our disadvantage. And now we were replacing belt drive. Did you know belt? Not belt drive. We were replacing belt. For that, we need to shut down our system, which gives you great disturbances. Also, that become annoyance to the workers. That is very big disadvantage. It is fifth one. That is fifth one. Okay. Fifth one is what we do, replacement of belt or very speed variation. Correct? Requirement, that is our requirement. But this what happen in case of group drive. System gets stopped. So it becomes disturbance to all system. Okay. It becomes disturbance to all system. Why? Because we need to shut down system for this requirement. And so it becomes this disturbance and shutdown becomes annoyance for workmen. Okay, so this is our fifth disadvantage in case of group drive. Now let's see sixth point. What is sixth point? Sixth point is great power cost. We need great power cost for driving the main set. Even if only one machine we need to work in the whole shop. In whole shop means in all workshop. So let me explain this. We need maximum amount of power. Maximum power consumption. Now you will ask why? Because if you want to run only one machine, then also in all workshop, one machine in all workshop, then also you need to drive main shaft, which need same amount of power. Okay, which is required for all, which is required for driving all the machines. So that is disadvantage. We need maximum amount of power for driving one machine in workshop. That is the big disadvantages. That is sixth one. Now let's see seventh one. Okay. Now seventh one is overhead traveling cranes cannot be used if required. Now this system is very long and very complex, complicated to remove the jobs, to lift here and there. That is nothing but traveling by cranes. So that cannot be used if you require. So overhead traveling cranes. Overhead traveling cranes cannot be used if required. This is our seventh disadvantage. And so that means not so that. This is why, because layout is difficult, and this is our disadvantage, that layout is difficult. You can clearly see layout is difficult and overhead traveling cranes cannot be used. Okay, so in this way we have seen group drive. What is group drive and what are the disadvantages? I will explain shortly. We have powerful motor which drives the main shaft. After main shaft, it drives counter shaft. After counter shaft, it drives machine shaft, from which we obtain the power. Okay. Now for starting and stopping the machine, we have spindle where we do operations. Okay, and for starting and stopping of the spindle, we have loose pulleys provided on counter shaft. Now, when machine driven by single pulley, we get directly power from pulley from one shaft, that is main shaft. Transmission of the motion and power from main shaft to counter shaft, it is done by belt drive. Okay, and then to the machine shaft. The main thing is here that we are using belt drive. That is the point of consideration and concentration, that we are using belt drives and pulleys. Main shaft get power from electrical motor by belt drive, chain drive, and motor can be mounted on floor or overhead. Group drive is suitable for power consumption of individual machine. Okay, means what? Where individual drive is not useful, there you can use group drive where you are doing a lot of operation at a time. So this become economical in case of fixed charges and power consumption and maintenance when machine is working continuously in that case. But when it is not working according to that, then it become problems. So that nothing but disadvantage. So first disadvantage is sharp pulley belt required less power, so efficiency becomes low. Then in case of motor failure, all the machines become idle. It gives clumsy appearance because there is a complicated structure, three shafts, overhead shafts, a lot of pulleys, so lighting problem, cleanliness problem. So this becomes clumsy appearance. It don't give the it does not give the speed variation and control over it. Also, it's uh, replacement of belt we do for speed variation. So for that we need to shut down the whole system. And that become great disturbance to workmen. It become annoyance. And greater power requirement is there. If you want to drive only single machine also, then we need same amount of power. That is big advantage. Not advantage, disadvantage. Correct. And due to such complicated structure, overhead traveling by crane not possible, and so that it is not used. And this is why this layout is difficult. And these are the disadvantage of group drive, and this is what group drive is. We are talking about disadvantage doesn't mean that this is only disadvantage. Where we need requirement according to requirement, we use a group drive, and according to requirement, we use individual drive. That's how we do power transmission. But is important part of study syllabus that we should know what is group drive and what is individual drive, so that we are studying this, so that we are differentiating this, so that we are concentrating on advantages, disadvantages of individual drive, group drive, what are the power transmitting systems. Okay, so thank you, student. Concentrate on all this. Thank you very much.